Hi, everybody. How are you? Man, it's good to be here. All things considered, I suppose. Um, oh, shoot. We're going to start early, I see. I digressed. Oh, thank you, Lisa. Funny, because I have Lisa's, Lisa and Rita and some other person requested this song that I'm going to play after this, but just so you know, your song's in there. Unless I got my notes all screwed up. But anyway, that is what happens sometimes. But hi, how are you? How are you? How are you? It feels like it's been a long time. That's because, of course, last week I didn't stream. I had a show in Austin, which was really good. And I want to just say this because it was good. I really enjoyed T for Two set last Friday. It was so good. Thoroughly enjoyed that. Probably one of the best sets I've seen them do. So if you're listening, you guys, whatever you're doing, keep doing it. Because it was good. So yeah, I enjoyed that very much. You will have noticed that I didn't post the set list like I normally do, but that's because I haven't even had time. No joke. I have not had time to even go through the camera to grab anything that I may have recorded. Because it's been so crazy over here for the last week. Boatload of work coming my way. I have another show coming up. Well, I guess we're doing that part. So yeah, I have a show coming up in May, in Hollywood again. Wait, Hollywood? Los Angeles. Same thing. But yeah, well, let me just get that up so I can do the normal thing because that's the next thing that's coming up. So let's see. Yeah, Los Angeles at the Paramount with Black Light, which that's gonna be fun, and DJ FN1. That is gonna be a lot of fun, man. Don't miss out because that's like important. And of course, Abox has the album out. In case you didn't know, I do, and you can get it on Bandcamp with a book. In case you didn't know. So yeah, that's the shill part of the thing. I had to, at least tell you that that's there. And I keep forgetting to put the like when I put the videos up to like go back and like I'm such a terrible YouTuber. I think I'm the worst YouTuber on earth. I have to be because I don't follow any of the rules. Well, I never follow any rules apparently. So there's that. But you know, sorry, I lost the chat. Where was I? Yeah. So that's going to be around the time of Cruel World, which is kind of cool. So anyone that's coming out to Cruel World, maybe you will catch the A-Box show in Los Angeles. Um, but yeah, anyway, getting back to what I was talking about earlier. Um, Austin was great and Corpus was fantastic. I actually really liked the Corpus show a lot. Um, I think it sounded really good. Um, I have to check my direct messages because I know some people sent me videos. Keep sending me stuff that you captured because I'm slow on the uptake, but I will eventually get to them somehow. Sometimes I do. Sometimes it takes, I don't know. Sometimes it takes even longer than I planned, but what can I tell you? But here's the standouts, if in case you want to know, like things that were really cool about each show. In Austin, I played Conscious and You Define Yourself, which I hadn't done in a while, and Conscious I hadn't done in years. And I think it sounded really good. And then in Corpus, I did Descent from distances, which was fun. Um, but also dead stars and yeah, some like it was an interesting it was very the two sets were very interesting and they were both very, very different. Um, but anyway, I digress. Hi. But yeah, Corpus was fun. I guess the only mistake we made this past weekend, was we didn't realize or should have realized that it was Easter weekend. So, not the best on that side. But for those of you that missed out, you missed out because it was good. I thought it was pretty good. I think my rehearsals paid off, so to speak. Aw, Danny on Facebook says, "Yeah, we loved you in Corpus, and thanks for the new cover art on my Living in Oblivion 12-inch. You are so welcome. You are so welcome." I had very interesting questions come up while I was there, and of course, you're welcome to ask me anything you want to ask. But realize that as we go through tonight's show, there's a lot of things I can't talk about yet. So, you know, bear with me. It'll happen, but at the moment, But by the way, well, I'll bring that up in a little while. I have a favor to ask of you, especially if you are streaming Abox internationally. I have a very huge favor to ask of you. Um, Ha ha ha. Funny. Todd says from now on, April 27th weekend is a good one to shoot for in Austin. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. Oh, TMT says, Claude, I know you take live requests sometimes. How many songs are you prepared to play each live show? That's a good question, actually. Well, you kind of got it right. I don't always take requests because I know that gets a little. I've learned over the years that starts to take the set into a weird vibe. Because usually, I'll tell you how that goes. Usually, someone will ask for Carmen, and it's usually funny because it's usually Carmen in the middle of the set when I've got like faster, moodier pieces, and I have to keep putting it off. So that never really happens. But what I do is I will practice and have in my set almost 30 to 40 songs that I've been practicing all week. And it's usually the ones that I feel the strongest about. Obviously, there's going to be I'm not going to lie. You're going to have your peace songs, your singles and all that, because you have to. But I will usually choose 3 to 4 that are really off kilter. And I'll practice those and I'll have 3 or 4 that are off kilter for the next day or the next set. So really, it could go in different directions. Yeah, I know. In San Francisco, I did take a live request for Rise, which I wasn't really ready for, but it was good. This time I made sure I had practiced it, so I actually did Rise in Austin and Corpus, which was fun. I actually think it sounded better in Corpus, but that's just. But it really did sound good in San Francisco. I will say that. That was probably one of the best renditions, just because it was so off the cuff, weird. But yeah, that's usually what I do. So it is what it is. So let's play a song. Um, and by the way, in case you're wondering, tonight's topic is going to be um it's going to be related to that stream that we did on songwriting, but I'm going to tackle a little bit of copyright stuff because I keep getting these questions in my DMs about people who don't understand how some of this works. And so tonight I will do some diagrams and all that stuff so you'll kind of get a gist of how things work in the recording world. And hopefully that'll clear up a few things that are going on without me being able to get into all of it. But yeah. Miguel says, every time I hear the song Carmen, my skin crawls. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? It sounds like a bad thing. Like hives, you break out in hives or something? That's funny. I'm thinking you didn't mean it that way, but it just sounds funny. Or maybe you did. I don't know. Anyway, this one's for Rita and Kim. On one was on Facebook, and I think the other one was on Instagram. I'm not sure because I was running around like a crazy person today. This is from the Peace album, Lady in Waiting, which is Paul's song, which I'm really happy that he also got his song back. Anyway, I'll turn on some visuals. And tape is good. Here you go, Lady in Waiting.
Dark room and try to forget the words. They seep into your head. The rules are broken tonight. They can't haunt you anymore tonight. How hard I found the words, and still I carry the hurt. It was too hard to see, and it drove inside of me. I can't stand to bear the swords. I can't stand you anymore. Since the night I left you, since the night I shared all of my emotions, all the pain I felt. Since the night I left you, since the night I shared all of my emotions, my lady. Since the night I left you, since the night I shared all of my emotions, all the pain I felt. Since the night I left you, since the night I shared all of my emotions, my lady. you since the night I shared all of my emotions, my lady in waiting.
Yeah, lady in waiting. JP says, sad and happy all the reason you're going through all the copyright process. Lots of emotions and work was put into Peace. Oh yeah, good and bad emotions at that too. So yeah, so I was talking in the chat, so I'm gonna tell you this story that I just came across recently. Nothing to do with the topic at hand. But you know, that's how it usually goes in this thing. But but yeah, apparently vinyl's in danger. When they press vinyl, there is a master lacquer, the stamper. It's like this weird, I don't know. I don't know how to describe it, but it's like a gooey substance. And they make those stampers for vinyl. Apparently there's only one factory left in the entire world that does it. There was another one in the United States, but in 2022 the entire factory burned to the ground. Period. I think it was one of those fires that we heard about in the middle of the United States. So now they're trying to figure out a new way of stamping a master, and they've tried to bring back like what they call metal masters, and those sound to me they sound gritty and grainy. I never liked metal masters. So they're trying to bring that back because they can't do this particular type. And apparently, this one plant in Japan is the only one left. And if something were to happen to this plant, vinyl production would just stop as we know it. And ever since that accident, I guess vinyl prices have gone sky high because now the cost to make them is longer. And to make matters worse, since we're on the topic, the other thing I found out about this particular, I'll have to link the video. I'll find the video and I'll link it on my social so that you guys can watch it. It was pretty cool. I liked the guy a lot. He was very entertaining. But he brought the facts, which was great. But apparently, they're trying out reusing these. You know, I call them lacquers, but it's not exactly a lacquer. There's another word for it. I think it's called a lacquer stamper. But apparently, you can reuse them. You can actually melt them down or do something and use them over and over again. But like all things, when you do, the quality of the vinyl goes down. Haha, that's nice. So, Miguel on Facebook, I know, I get distracted by the chat. I do. Okay. I'm sorry. But Miguel says, 3 years ago, I bought Peace album on vinyl. It seems incredible to have it in my hands because the first time I heard anything Box was on cassette, which is funny to me. But yeah, it's true. We went from, so I'm actually glad you brought that up. Yeah, Peace was on cassette and then it arrived on CD on our doorstep. We never actually saw it on vinyl when we were, when it was new for us. We didn't see it on vinyl until much, much later. 2019, I think. 19, 18. You guys would know. I wouldn't know because I only got a few copies of it for myself. So, but yeah, crazy stuff. So yeah, so apparently vinyl's in danger because if this particular plant goes up in flames or something happens, and by the way, It's insane how dangerous this chemical and these chemicals are. It's literally like they literally use things like nitroglycerin in the factory, meaning that any little thing could blow this thing up. So there's only one left, and they couldn't build it again. And I forget the price to rebuild everything was going to be over $2 billion, and nobody wants to invest in it. So I have a feeling, you know, um, I don't know. I mean, JPK Knight says, will cassettes be more viable now, price wise? I don't know. I don't think so. But it's, at least it's a viable format, I should say. But yeah, yeah. Mike, you're gonna have to watch all this over again to get this segment on the danger vinyls in right now, because I'm not gonna repeat it. But yeah, apparently if this one plant goes up in flames, or if anything should happen to it, pretty much vinyl production in the United States, and well, I shouldn't say the United States, in the entire world, is done until someone comes along with billions and billions of dollars. So that was the weird news I heard about vinyl this week, which is like, wow. But like I said, I'll search for the video and I will post it because it's worth looking into. It's a, anyway. I digress. I guess that means I'm supposed to drink something. All right. But yeah. So John Doe says good riddance. Well, see, that's the beauty of books. Because books don't require such crazy weird chemicals, and books can be printed in so many different ways and from so many different countries. We're not in as much danger of losing books, which is cool. And I'm glad. Okay. Because I love books. So for me, releasing an album on a book with its digital download is my way. I know not everybody agrees, but at least I know that I'll be able to do that for a few years. Whereas I don't know about records come next year. I have no idea what's going to happen. I think people are going to go nuts when they find out that they have to pay like $40 for a record now. Actually, that's a great question. They did not. But it's funny because I looked into it and I think they're using metal masters for those. And they don't sound bad. They don't. But then again, I have biases when it comes to that. So I don't know. But so Jay the teacher says, "Do you have a copy of the original Anything Box book?" I absolutely do. I actually, it's the original one that I borrowed from the library. I wonder how much is due on that book. Well, we're not going to tell them that I have it, are we? But yeah, I still have that book. In case you wanted to know. So y'all are funny. Oh, Gabriel says, I have the 1990 pressing of the Peace album from Mexico with full front and back artwork. So, no, I'll post a video. You can watch it, Mike. No, there's a crazy thing happening where there's only one plant that produces a certain part that it takes to create vinyl, and there's only one plant left in the entire world that can do it, and it's in Japan. The other one burned down to a crisp. And I'm not talking about making the vinyl records, but the master that makes the vinyl records. That's the part that's in danger. But anyway. John Doe says, when was the last time you read it cover to cover? It's been a while. I'm not going to lie. Library detective from Seinfeld doesn't track you down? Probably, right? Anyway, let's play a song. So this one was a shorty. So this this was, and there's a reason why I'm bringing this one up because it's a funny thing. So, this version of Living in Oblivion was actually on our demo, but not the demo that we would sell at shows because we had to make that one shorter. Because we were broke and it cost us less to do a 15-minute cassette than a 20-minute cassette, which was kind of funny if you think about it. It made that much of a difference that we couldn't afford it. But when I sent the copyright off in 1989, January, as it were, of 1989, this version of Living in Oblivion was also on that tape. Because on the very first tape that I sent off, there was a bit more stuff on it than the original Ascension tape. Hence why I want to, do it. I've put some of this stuff out here and there, or you've heard it, but anyway, this one's always been one of my favorites. This is my Oblivion. I'll play that, and when I come back, I'll teach you some stuff about your protecting your songwriting rights and how not to be a fool like I was 35 years ago. Over visuals.
So I ask again, am I so alone and full of pride to never speak out? This is my world, this is my world. You can't hide the pain. I can see it scrawled on your empty face, and I feel the hurts. It's in the words you say that make me want to scream out to the world for taking life for granted. You are by my side when I turn to hear you cry. I am so afraid of living in oblivion. I am so afraid of living in oblivion.
Well, I gotta tell you, I love tape. Tape, if I had a choice, tape, especially quarter-inch tape, is my favorite medium in the whole world. And it's funny because now that I'm thinking about it and we're talking about this stuff, the reason I love tape so much is actually quite interesting. Okay. So, and I mean, I know how to get around it nowadays. Like I can do it. So I can get the sound. But what I love about tape is that it does this weird thing where it just bumps the bass up just gently, but it seems to do it dynamically. And it just does this weird thing where it smooths out the highs in a nice way. And what we discovered when we started to do CDs was that we can go higher in frequency. And so we started to, like, pull out 12K, 17K and all that. I'm like, I know, nerd talk. But in my view, I'm actually really enjoying like toning down the highs a little bit now so that the highs don't hurt my ears as much. And what's funny to me is that if you do that with really good masters, you can get that sound, which is kind of cool. So I love that. So, but anyway, that version came off of my old quarter-inch reel-to-reel, and it was not like the best, which I have downstairs. It's still downstairs, waiting for me to find more gems to play for you guys, which I like doing that, but funny enough. So let's begin this conversation about copyright, but not the way that we've been approaching it with the whole AI thing. Not that copyright, but we're going to talk about songwriting a little bit and what happens when you write a song, because there's some misconceptions about the way copyright works. So I'm going to draw for you. Whenever you write a song, I guess I already drew this part. Nice. I have a diagram. You know what? I'm going to do it on screen. Hold on. This should be interesting. See if I can pull this off. Sure. Well, hopefully you can still hear me. If not, I'm in trouble. But when you write a song, we're going to call this the circle of the value of the song. When you write a song, you own the whole thing. So that circle right there, that's you. You own everything. When you send it into the Copyright Office splits it in half, just like this. And one side of the song is your writer's royalty, and the other side is publishing. Publishing is a little more important, so we're going to put a little circle in there to show that it's more important. Hope you're still with me. Of course, so you've got two things. So I'm going to come back so I can talk to you, and then, we'll figure it out. So you've got two parts. One is the writer's portion, and the other part is publishing. Now, if you sent the song off yourself, you own both bits. But often enough, what happens is if you get signed to a record company or management firm comes around and says, hey, we want to do a deal with you and we'll split everything 50-50 or whatever the deal's going to be. Usually what I'll do is they'll split that off so that basically they're going to get half of it and you get to keep half. So let's go back to our picture. We're going to say that somebody bought your publishing or is taking half of it. That's this half. Why is this looking familiar? Anyway, yeah, this is my doodling on screen. Sorry. So this side, publishing, this side, writer. Okay? So half and half. Sounds easy enough. And then you get signed. And when you get signed, a third part gets created. Now it's looking very familiar. Why does it look so familiar? Anyway, so when bias formula. Tape is cool, different chemistries, different frequency response to audio alchemy. Okay, we're still talking about tape. So yeah, so you're basically splitting it into three now, because now you're going to have three components to the situation. You're going to have your, oops, sorry. I thought I was on the cam and you could see me. What have I done? Oh yeah, that's not going to work. Where is my cam? Thank you. Well, we'll use this one. Yeah, this is fine. So basically, whenever you write a song, you're going to have two parts. writer, publisher. However, it'll get split into three in a weird third when you publish it with a record company, because the record company will then copyright the recording, which is different than the writer and the publisher. And sometimes they'll buy everything outright, which is fine. If they do, you own nothing and you're out. You will own nothing and be very unhappy. You don't want to do that. I digress. But usually some sort of deal is struck. And so people ask me, like, hey, I know you just got your reversion rights back. So that's great. What does that mean? So it means you can put out the record again and all this stuff. And it's not quite like that. It becomes very complex because the recording is one thing and my ownership of the songs is another. And of course, the publishing side is yet another. So, all these things have to be worked out, and they're very complex issues, especially if, there's odd shenanigans going on. So it makes the issue even more complex. But for the sake of argument, let me put it to you this way. I do own the songs 100%. I'm very confident of that. I filed. Everything's great. So I'm not unhappy about it. And as you know, I've been putting out different versions of Living in Oblivion, and there's more things to come. I'm actually finally going to start to work on a version of Carmen that I did a collab with someone on it. And it's actually really beautiful. I'm dying to get in the studio and sing it and record it. And, I'm going to revisit the Ascension tape. So there's a lot of fun stuff ahead. However, in the USA, because those reversion rights have returned to me, that album is now not in the US because they cannot put the album on streaming services technically without my permission and without some sort of agreement. And right now we don't have one. So that's the reality of that. Would I love it to be out in the States? Of course. But at the moment, things are bad. Things aren't looking good. So I want to distance myself from it. And in that sense of the word, just so you know, you also have to understand that even though well, let me put it to you this way. I don't know how to get into this subject because I don't want to reveal anything I'm not supposed to. But I'll put it to you this way. The reason that I care about the Peace album so much has to do with my bandmates, has to do with you. As far as I'm concerned, I'm quite over it. It's been a long time and it exists. You can still find it. You can get it out there somewhere. I'm sure you can find it. I'm sure you guys will dig out your copies and have to make MP3s or whatever it is that makes you happy. And that is about as much as I can say about it because I don't know when it's coming back. I have no idea. And as far as international goes, it's not supposed to be up. So that's the other side of this equation. So I'm going to ask you this favor. If you're in a foreign country and you're able to listen to it, hit me up. Let me know because I'd like to hear from you. Maybe you can help me out. But yeah, just so you know, it's not supposed to be. So if it gets taken down worldwide, don't be surprised because that is kind of where we're at right now. So I think it's probably going to come down within the next few days, if not over the weekend. So I'm just letting you know that it's very possible it's going to come down. And you know, it is what it is. There's not much I can do about it at this point. The only thing I can say is that I can work on remixes of Living in Oblivion, which I planned. I was already planning that anyway. Um, do some cool contests. Plus, I have an album to promote, and I'll be working on trying to get all the, you know, various bits and pieces going. But the one thing that I found out about this week that was kind of, well, a little upsetting, I guess, is that I think the masters were destroyed, which is even like that was like talk about tape. I believe the tapes were destroyed, which is even sadder to me. It's sad and ironic that I should have the only surviving master, which is weird. And I'm glad I have it, but it's digital. But I'm happy that I have one because from what I've heard from the grapevine is that the 2-inch tapes were thrown into a dumpster. That's what I heard. So it kind of broke my heart a little bit hearing that, but I've gotten over it. You know, I have no choice. I have to get over it. It is what it is. So, you know, let's play a song. So this one's for Mai. And just I'm gonna just let you guys know I'm gonna play this song twice tonight. Actually, 2 songs are gonna be played twice tonight because I have no, you know, I'll explain it later. I don't know if I should explain it, but anyway, this is Jubilation's version trying to do what the This Is My Oblivion was doing. But this one was recorded in the studio in 1990. Well, no, sorry, I stand corrected. This was also 89. This is before we were working on Peace. This is the demo of Jubilation. All right, I will bring the drone cam for this. You go.
Every time I close my eyes, I hide behind the blackened lines that follow me throughout my history. The lives I've touched, the things I've done, the things I know will never come, get washed away in my happiness.
right here. Thank you. AK Vox says great stripped down version. Thank you for that. So yeah, the slow piano mix, as my friend Mike said just now. So yeah, there was a little bit of a extra chatter going on in the chat about there was a Mexican soap opera called Alcanzando las Estrellas. Yes, I can speak Spanish. And it was basically about people trying to make it as actors and, musicians and all this stuff. It was like it was like, well, it was a soap opera, but my mom used to watch it. And one day she called me and she was screaming. She's like, I think these are your songs. And she was funny because she's like, do they have your permission? And I'm like, well, it's, record company, will license stuff out. So I'm sure, I'll have to, I never knew anything that happened with anything that has to do with that, other than I know that Our Dreams was one of the songs. Oblivion was on there. Um, Jubilation was on there. A bunch of songs. It was at least 4 or 5. I know Lady in Waiting was on there. So that was fun. Um, so yeah. So, um, yeah. So anyway, yeah, I do know about that. Um, and, it was a fun time, that stuff, that era. So anyway, I digress. I need to take a swig of my tea. We are advancing quickly, are we not? So after this segment, I've got Alfonso's pick, which is another odd one, but we're gonna play a bunch of weird things tonight, and a lot of stuff from Peace. So yeah, the other frustrating thing about copyrights is, just so you know how that stuff works, which is it's a pain. The other part that sucks is that, people will ask me like, "Hey, on the stream, play this song, play that song." And it's like, "Oh, it's a Peace song." And I'll tell you why playing Peace songs is such a pain in the butt. It's not that I think I'm going to make $1 million by having a stream that, 100 people watch and well, who knows? I mean, it could grow and turn into something huge, but it was never intended to be like, I'm not a YouTuber, so I never intended it to be something that I was going to do like full-time YouTuber and all this stuff. I don't know, that could change, I suppose, but it was never my intention to become a YouTuber. So it's not the money that frustrates me. Let me put it to you that way. What frustrates me is that every time I play a song from the Peace album, whether it's from the album itself or a completely different version that's not even on the album, like the one I just played of Jubilation, or if I were to pick up a guitar and do Our Dreams, which I did once before on this stream, I did Our Dreams with a guitar, and even that got struck down by the copyright lords of Sony and YouTube. And you have to defend yourself. Then you gotta like tell them that you're the artist and this is my song, I wrote it. You have to fill out this long form, send it, and then 30 days later, if they decide to lift it, you're good. If they don't, in some countries you won't get watched, and in places like Facebook they'll just silence the video without ever touching anything. And the same thing goes for like I once tried to upload the original version of Living in Oblivion video on the YouTube channel that belongs to Anything Box, and I couldn't do it because, the copyright was controlled by someone else, and now it's controlled by me. But it's very frustrating to have to go through this crap that you have to go through all the time. So my best advice, if you're young and you're trying to get signed and all that, don't sell your publishing. Do not give up your copyrights ever. Don't do it. Unless it's life changing. I'm gonna say this like 20 times until someone hears me. Because sometimes I get flack for saying this, but think about what I'm saying. These are your songs. This is your life. Don't sell them. Do not give them away. No, your manager can still make 50-50 with you, but just say publishing is off the table. No publishing for you. No publishing for you. And same thing goes with a record company. It's like, you want me? You can have me. We'll figure out ways to make money together, but you cannot have my songs. And when this contract's up, these masters have to return to me. These are the things that you have to do. If you don't do this, you're going to run into a situation like I have and many others have. Although I will say this, I've read some, now that I've been studying these kinds of cases, I mean, I've had years to study, right? I had to wait 35 years to get my own stuff back. And it took 35 years of extreme impatience because I'm not the most patient person in the world, and it took forever. So I can tell you that the last thing you want to do is find out that somebody else owns your shit and that for 35 years you're going to have to sit on it. But like I said, it could be worse. Um, if you ever get a chance to read what happened to, Creedence Clearwater, that's even worse. I mean, they couldn't record for over 25 years. They couldn't even write a song and set it down to tape because it would automatically, it would automatically belong to the record label that they were no longer on. And they had the power to turn something down, so they couldn't write like a bad song. They would turn things down to wait for hits. And so can you imagine like having to sit on your hands and not write music, not perform the songs that you wrote or anything for 25 years? That's crazy. Like, I think I would go ape shit. I think you would be reading about me on the news if that happened to me. So I'm lucky that that's not the case with me. I just had to wait it out. It was a long wait. And in between those stages, I did take some actions. So at least I can say that I did my part. And of course I stayed active because that's the other important thing. You have to stay active. So I recorded Worth. I recorded Hope. We did Electrodelica. We did, Universe is Expanding. I did the Diary albums, Nice long list. Distances. Other verses too, which I'm still like working on because now I'm like tied up in all this crap. So, but the idea is this: hang on to those things because those are valuable. And you don't really realize, like how valuable, and it's not like okay, back to the money thing. Is it valuable monetarily? Of course. But what value it has for me is that for the last 35 years, I couldn't record those songs and put them out. So like if I wanted to do like Living in Oblivion remixes or whatever, I couldn't do it. I couldn't even access the master tapes. And now I never will, thanks to for them doing that, throwing those things out. And yes, I know we have AI and we can split the tracks and all that stuff, but that is not the same as pulling out a 2-inch 24-track master and having it transferred. It would have sounded amazing. The other verses. So, but anyway, I digress. Let's play a song. But anyway, I just want to tell you that I am aware of it. I know that some of you are very upset because I looked at my direct messages today from Facebook alone, and I saw that I'd gotten such a a bunch of them from different people saying, "Hey, where's the Peace album? It's not on Spotify. Hey, where's the Peace album? Hey, where's Living in Oblivion? It's not on Apple. Hey," you know, but it seems to me that that's only happened in the US, which makes sense because they were supposed to take it down. Realize that what I'm saying, they're supposed to take it down because they no longer own the rights to the songs and they don't want to pay. So therefore, yeah, they took it down. So it is a bit of a it is a conundrum. It is what it is. Let's play a song. So over visuals. Actually, I like this one. Yeah, this one. I'll just keep this one. Why not? So this one is for Alfonso. This is the extended version of our dreams. This is Edit the Dream.
Sulin, what is it that you hold in your hands?
Why, teacher, it's my anything box.
So that was fun in Austin. I did our dreams in Austin, and I did it in both. I think I did it both. Or did I skip it in one? I know one of them I skipped. I don't remember. I all I know is that they were completely different sets. Okay, I'll leave it at that. Wow, thank you. Thank you for that. Yeah, Miguel Angel, tell me what country you heard it in today. You said you heard it. You said that it was up. So where did you hear? Where did you hear it today? I actually heard it in today. I heard it in Argentina. I heard it on the UAE. I heard it in Bangladesh. I know it sounds funny. I heard it in Bangladesh, and I heard it in Germany. You know, that's what a VPN gets you. You can actually like go and spy on your own album in other countries, which is not fun. But yeah, I did check it out today, and it's still up internationally, but it is gone in the US and all streaming services. It's not on Amazon. It's not on any of those. So it is what it is. So again, this is why you have to hang on to your copyrights, my friends, because someday you'll have to fight for them again, and it's not fun. So this is the part that, people have a hard time understanding. So we're going to do another drawing. Here we go. Back to the whiteboard. Yes, I erased the other thing. So let's talk about how these things are structured. So let's say you have a record. Yeah, we'll do a record because Mikey's on the chat. So this is going to be a really bad record. Very scratched record. The endless time warp record. That's what this is. Looks more like an eye, doesn't it? Now it's starting to look like an eye. Okay, we're going to make it look more like an eye. I don't know when I started trying. But anyway, yeah, just pretend that this is a record. The record is also broken up into two parts, or I'm going to say three parts. So it's sort of like this. You've got the writer, the publisher, which everyone thinks is the recording company, but it doesn't have to be the recording company. Remember what I said earlier? If you own the song, you could be both. So let's say, to give you an idea, if I take a song that I wrote recently and put it on an album, I own both these parts. So in most cases, writer, publisher. And then there's this, which is the recording. So these are the three parts. It's looking really strange. I'm going to want to just start drawing. Yeah, maybe I'll draw next time. Oh no, now it looks like a clock. Why does it look like a clock? Why does it look like a clock? Why does it look like a clock? I don't know. But anyway, yeah, those are the three parts. Writer, publisher, and recording. So why does this get complicated? Well, it gets complicated because the recording part is the physical master. So everyone thinks, oh, doesn't mean that well, first of all, let me say something here. It doesn't mean that reversion does not revert masters. In some cases it does. In fact, in a lot of cases it could. But generally speaking, the record company tries to hold on to those. And then your writers and your publishers, usually that will come back to you after 35 years and you get that back. Unless, someone pulled something weird and did something they weren't supposed to do. Hopefully nobody does that, but it is what it is. People do it. And so it's very important to note that, what am I doing? I think I'm still drawing. Why am I drawing? Now I want to draw. Sorry. forgive me, as it were. So, I know. Ma, you're making me laugh. It is the weirdest weather map. You should have seen the one I drew earlier. It looked like some kind of dystopian landscape, and I'm like, what is this? So, but anyway, sorry. I must be crazy. I am. I am actually. I must be crazy. Dios mío. What am I doing? So, anyway. So, I know. Compass Rose, right? I know, it's gonna get weirder. I know, I just deleted it too. I didn't mean to do that, but oh well. So, I know. Sorry, I'm sorry. Next album art. So, no, at any rate, that's why things get complicated when it comes to certain, aspects of all this crap. But it is just that. It's just crap. It will get resolved. It'll figure itself out. I'm not worried. It's going to be fine. In fact, like I said, the last 2 weeks, I've got a good team. Everything's great. I'm not worried at all. In fact, things are great. So I do have feelings for the fans, of course, who aren't going to be able to hear it and, who like, oh, whoa. Haha. You're so funny. But, it is what it is. And by the way, I forgot to say that was Edit the Dream, which was on the 12-inch with Soul on Fire, which was the last single from Peace before we took off to Germany to go record and do all kinds of stuff. So I know. I want bourbon now. Y'all make me crazy. You know that? But in a good way. Oh, man. But look on the bright side. I can re-record. And so that's kind of fun. So now I can actually if I feel like doing like a Kiss of Love remix or something, I will now be able to record from scratch. I can make it sound exactly the same if I want. Not that I would, but I can. I can definitely do that. I can re-record Living in Oblivion again. I can re-record anything I want, basically, all over again from the top. And for certain things, that might be fun. So don't be surprised if I do, just because I think it's fun. And like I said earlier, I am working on a version of Carmen that's actually really amazing, and I really should spend more time with it. So shout out to my friend Jair, who did the guitars on that one. Bang up job too, man. Great job. So anyway, but I digress. Oh my God. This is like terrible. So, all right, let's play a song. For this one, I'm going to play a video. This one is for Lalo in Peru. He wanted to hear Diamond. And this is from Houston when I did Houston. So this one's a live one. This is Diamonds. Dead air for a split second of dead air. Yeah, Wendy did a good job on that one. Why didn't I include it in other verses? Because it is still not finished and I didn't want to hold up the album. This one requires special attention because um we lost the master tape for this. So the only existing copy we have is fully mixed. And so I didn't want to stick it on the album and then just, ruin it. So it still needs some work, but I'll get back into it eventually. Eventually, if not, you'll only be able to hear it here or live when I play it live. It was on my set, by the way, for Austin and it was one of the ones I had practiced, but it was on shaky ground, which is why I didn't do it on Austin or Corpus. I may do it in Los Angeles though. I think it might be fun. Ah, that's nice. She can, Alfonso. Hi. So, yeah, so look. Um yeah, sorry. Facebook sucks. It's probably because it was trying to mess with the copyright from the video. It's like, silence it, silence it. You know, this is what happens, right? Oh, I forgot to start that. Yikes. I messed up. No. What was the other song? Uh-oh. Hold on a second. What is going on here? Oh, yeah. All right, all right, all right, all right. I solved it. It's a little different. Ah, sorry, I had to refresh as well. Got zucked. I love that. Well, thank you. Thank you for that. But yeah. Yeah, we did do some shows with Channel 69. I love playing with those guys. A lot of fun. Um, yeah, we did some shows with them last year and the year before that. Actually, we've been touring on and off. We'll hook up with them and do stuff. So, and they did a really, really good remix of an Abox song. So check it out. But right, tech, real quick to react, slow to respond. Did you remember to turn it off and on again? Sorry. That came to my head. It just came into my head. I'm sorry. But that was pre-digression. So but anyway, so getting back on this topic that we are kind of, what I'm hoping is that people will watch these videos, the last 2 or 3 that I've done, and kind of figure out what's going on without me having to explain it every time, because I really don't want to sit and answer EMs and angry emails. Why did you take down the first album you ever recorded? What's wrong with you? It's not me. I mean, you can blame me. I'm probably at fault for it, but the reality of it is it may have to come down for a while, and I don't know how long, but who knows. So it is what it is, okay? So we'll get through it together. But meanwhile, in other universes, there's this. So we're gonna go back. So this is from. So I'm gonna play a song. That way we can just move it along. So less talk, more music. So this is Kiss of Love from the Ascension tape. And just so that you know, which is funny, do I have it? No, I don't have it. Oh, it's a shame. I was going to show it to you, but I don't have it. But it's okay. I have it. Kiss of Love was obviously on the Ascension tape, along with some other songs that some of them wound up on the Peace album, and then some of them wound up on our second album, and one of them wound up on the album that just came out. So the Ascension tape had some gems on it. But of course, one of the favorites was Kiss of Love. And even then, it was good. So this is the Kiss of Love from the 1989 Ascension tape, which I copyrighted back in 1989. So, man, I just stuck to my guns and left it at that. But it is what it is. But here we go. Let's play it. Oops. Nah, that's fine. Static will be good for this. Dead air. Ta-da! What happened? So we had dead air. This drink is for you. So I hope people can hear me because oh yeah, it looked like everything just went mad for a second. Don't like when that happens. So I'm gonna play. There's a song that I'm gonna play tonight that's gonna like absolutely blow your mind if you've been on this stream that I would ever even want to play it, which is funny. And it's not going to be the last song I play either. So I just want you to know. No, in fact, I don't want it to be the last song because I don't want it to end on that. But I am going to play it at some point before the evening's over. In fact, it might even be next. Why not? It might be. Yeah, maybe it'll be next. I don't know. We'll see. So, yeah, I'm testing a theory that I'm going to keep playing a lot of the peace songs tonight, which is, I said I would. And I just want to see what happens because I'm not sure what's going to happen next. Like I am at a loss to see what's going to happen next. But I will say this. No, Voss was not on the first demo. You know that, right? It wasn't. That was like later. Oh, Radio Static. That's funny. That would be a funny one. I would play it, but yeah, we can't do like on the fly. The reason I can't do on the fly requests when I'm on the stream is because if I should pull up a song that's in the wrong sample rate, it will destroy the entire stream because there's multiple cameras and it's a technical thing. But everything has to be in 48K. So I prepare the songs that I'm going to play before I play them because otherwise it could mess things up. If I play something that's like, without knowing it's 16-bit 44 or something like that, for whatever reason, it freaks the software out and then everything starts playing at weird speeds. That's why. Oh, yeah. Wendy says Facebook will have it muted for playback probably. I'm pretty sure they will. Although I have to send a notice. I know it sounds funny because I'm talking legal crap, but no, I have to actually send a notice to Facebook and YouTube within the next few days about all these things. So we'll see how that works out. Because they have copyright departments, so I have to actually, do it. But if you ever wanted to know what it all looks like, if you're curious, I'll put a link in the chat on Saturday or Sunday in the very chat of this stream. I will put a link and you can take a look at something that, So funny. Yeah. I don't know. I'm trying to follow the conversation here. I think we're talking about drinking now. You guys are so funny. Salud, someone said. Big Brother is watching. Absolutely. I think they are, actually. And that's fine. I don't mind. As the song goes, I'm not afraid. No, things are going to get fine. Things are going to be fine, okay? Things are going to be just fine. So let's play a song. This is one that I don't I'm going to dedicate this one to you too, Mikey, but the lyrics are not for you, but this one's for Mikey and for JP. JP is the one that requested it, but I think Mikey doesn't know it. And if Mikey doesn't know it, it's going to be funny for him to hear this song. This is Vile.
My name is Bill.
If I told you words meant anything, would this settle down? Just compute your calculations and never have a doubt. 'Cause if you Don't take offense, what I meant to say, abandonment's not free. The connection's broken anyway, simply walk away. But if you push me down again, put your fist away, there's no sympathy to sway. Stand down, grab your key, live your empty skin, you will see the day.
Ha. JPK, stay safe, man. Stay safe. Said on Twitch, tornado warning in my area. I'm out. Thanks. Oh, yeah, that's, oh man. Hate it when that happens. Yeah, stay safe. We'll send the good vibes out so that everything's gonna be fine. Everything is fine. At least I tell myself that. Do you ever tell yourself that and like wonder if it's really true? Is everything fine? Is everything fine really? Well, thank you for that. But yeah, that was the vial, which was a funny one to record. I still have to like, we've never done that live, obviously, because nobody ever wanted to do it live when we were a trio. Every time we tried, we were like, we can't do it, we can't. But I think we did it as a sound check song once. One of two that we've done that way, I think, as sound check songs. Speaking of sound check songs, which was funny, I actually managed to get, well, I don't want to give it away, but on stage when we were doing Corpus this last weekend, when I got back on stage, I was actually able to do the last verse of the song that I left during. So yes, I exited the stage for a short bit. And anyway, what was interesting about that show, just because it just came to me, was that when I got back to the hotel, I kept thinking of all these different instrumentals, and I realized, oh my God, I've got a treasure trove for the shows that I've never used, because now I actually need an instrumental. So I'm like, So things are gonna get weird. I might dig out an instrumental I haven't played since the 1980s, which might be fun. But anyway, I digress. Man, I'm almost there. Must be a slow process, And my stomach is growling. That's funny. I know, Mike. You would have probably wanted to do it. I know. So, anyway, getting back to the topic at hand. So now you know that there's 3 parts to the copyright process if you're signed to a label. It's not just 2 things, it's 3. And so, pizza time. I wish, but I think what's going to happen is I'm going to probably turn in early and have a big breakfast. I don't think that pizza at this hour would do me good. And I'm trying to stay a little bit healthier. I'm trying. It's hard. It's not easy, but I'm trying. I'm not doing the drug thing. I'm just doing the walking a lot thing, which has been helping. But, anyway. So I want you to know where this is going, where the direction of the stream and all that's going to be going. It's gonna matter a lot what happens in the next few weeks. So I'm gonna tell you now because you're gonna find out sooner or later. I don't know if we will have a stream next week or the week after. I may do some updates on video that you will be able to watch, and I will tell you what's going on. But until then, I may not do a stream. I may need to regroup all my energy and for the next 2 weeks, I have to really focus. In particular, because I have a show coming up in Los Angeles. But aside from that, I have to also get ready for a show in Germany. So I'm going to be juggling a lot. So I don't know if there's going to be a stream next week. I'm going to try. But the other side, oh, thank you for that. Thank you so much for that. So the other side of this is I want to start doing streams that are more fun, meaning that the topic is very clear and clear cut, like somewhere in the middle of the stream we did that. But recently it's been oh, it's streams coming. Oh my God, because it's catch up. I have to play catch up on everything. In fact, I was scared to death. I got to tell you this now. I was scared to death to do this stream because when I turned everything on, I realized that the last thing I had done was a recording session and everything was off. Everything. Cameras were not in the right spot. Everything was nuts. So it sometimes is taxing because I have to figure out stream versus recording. So anyway. Ooh, UFO in Palm Springs in July? Could happen. Could definitely happen, man. So, yeah, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that, Mikey, because I'll call them. I'll call them up. They'll just drop in. So, I wish it was that simple. Anyway, let's play a song. Let's play a song because we've got so little time left. So here's the song that you would never think I would play on this thing, but I'm going to. So this is for you. You can't hear this and may not hear this for a very long time unless you can find it on YouTube or something and you download it. But you're never going to see this for a long, long, long time. So enjoy it while you can. I swear. I like everything on that song. Like I like the mix, but I can't every time I hear it, it reminds me of that day. I cannot stand those flutes. I cannot. So one day I will edit them out. I will get them out and I'll put something in there that will be better. Or just leave them out. Just leave them out. Leave them out completely. Yeah. I know. But, don't kill the fairies. Don't kill the fairies. No, I would just edit it out. I would just make it a real club mix without that part in it. Because everything else that's in there, I kind of like. I don't mind everything else that's in. Even the marimbas, I don't mind. But it's just that weird. I don't know what it is, but no. Out. I'd take it out. But see, that's what happens. Ah. Oh, my poor soul. So we have 5 minutes left. So instead of talking a lot, I'm just gonna play the last song, okay? Which is gonna like take us right into 10 o'clock. So, but this version of Jubilation, I'm gonna end it with Jubilation. I absolutely love. So this is the version of Jubilation that we had done in the studio in '89 as the version that would be on the album. But of course, the version on the albums, it is better and it's a good version. But I always liked this version because it sounds more Abox-ish to me. Brian says, were you involved at all in that mix? No, that's actually the whole problem, is that no sort of consultation ever happened with us with that mix. It was just, it showed up, and next thing you know, it's like, it's going to be on a 12-inch. And I didn't like it then. I had a conniption fit. I think everyone had a fight that night because none of us liked it right off the bat. So if you want to see a trio very upset, literally cursing life in a parking lot, that's what we were doing when we got that one. And it was all about those flutes. Like we even said, like, if you can get rid of those things, we would be happy. We would be happy to write completely different lines, because it's a remix, I understand. But in those days, they were just hired out. It's not like today where so yeah. So, ooh, do tell. Well, Brian, get a hold of me. Get a hold of me. We'll talk. But yeah. More pan flute? You're kidding me, right? No, that is not the cure. Less pan flute. More pan flute. No. You should have seen us anyway. It's yeah. It takes it takes all the moodiness out of it, which is like awful. So yeah, it was not the right instrument to put in there. But anyway, I could have dealt with the marimbas, but the flutes, oh, I know. I know how the flutes were done. It's called an M1. I think it's the M1 flutes, which, is another thing that irks me, is like, it's a preset. Oh my God. So, talk about like divas. Anyway, look, I'm going to let you go because it's almost time. So I'm going to play this version of Jubilation and then let you go. I won't come back. I'm just going to say bye now. So here we go. Here's your Jubilation, my favorite version of Jubilation, I should say.